Welcome to the $3 podcast. We have a series inside a series for this trifecta of episodes where we're talking about the building an enterprise pipeline for Challenger Agency, or for Challenger Agency. And you're going to hear three different perspectives over the course of this series. So we are on episode 2 of this series and this other episode of the $3 podcast. And my name is Travis Partington. I'm your host / guy as I'm digging into what goes on with running an organization like this. And my guest today for number 2 is Aidan. You met Aidan Buckley, the dad, the starter of all this, and now I've got his son Aidan on. Aidan, you're the tech brain behind LeadSpot's operations. You're the one trying to crack the code on getting enterprise companies to respond in a time where AI-generated cold outreach has all but wreaked havoc on everyone's inbox and patience. Aidan, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me, Travis.
So right on the firing line, starting this off hot, how did you end up as a GTM engineer for your family's company, and what does that mean to you?
So I started off by basically, when we first started this out, I knew we had to figure out some way to generate leads. And at one point, I came across a video from Instantly.ai on YouTube, which has since grown into one of the biggest cold email sequencer platforms that basically, if you're running cold email, you know what Instantly is, and you're probably either using that or one other platform. But back then, they were small, they were just starting up, and they were making videos on, how to generate leads with cold email and all sorts of videos on cold email and the benefits of it and how they do it. And I found it fascinating, honestly, just the idea of having a bunch of accounts sending for you at scale every day, and you can automate that and then track all the replies in one place. And I just felt like that was kind of a no-brainer for us. So shortly after that, I set up, Instantly for the first time and started getting into cold email. And I think from there, that's kind of been my role ever since. And I've just fallen into kind of the go-to-market role for those activities.
The nuts and bolts.
Yeah.
You're trying to get LeadSpot in front of enterprise marketing and demand generation decision makers. What have you tried that's working?
Oh man. So it took me 3 years to even get a good reply on email. Those first few years, I was just throwing stuff at the wall to see what would stick, and nothing did, because these people get emails all day, every day, and it's very hard to stand out in their inbox. But what we started doing is kind of personalizing the emails back when a tool called Clay first came out. And that was when we first started seeing the first real actual engagement on our emails, where we weren't just sending, one blanket email to everyone. We were going in each row, each account, and, researching their company and who that person is and what they are and, what they're into, and then tailoring the messaging for them. And since then, that has kind of grown into some of the things that we do now. But I'd say that was the catalyst for it, and that is still kind of what we're sticking with.
Cold email, in a way, feels like it's dying, or in effect already dead for most markets. Is it? What's your honest opinion on where cold email stands right now?
I wouldn't say it's dead, because it definitely can still work, but it's extremely saturated. There is everybody's doing this now. Everyone can make a Clay account, spin up a few email inboxes, and get an Instantly subscription, and they can start sending cold emails. And you probably see it in your inbox. I know my inbox is filled with the spam. People don't know how to do it well, and it's just become it gets such a bad name because of how much crap there is out there, to where the people who are doing it well don't get seen really anymore, because it's buried by so much other stuff. So I don't think it's dead, because it does still work, but it's too saturated in the way that everyone's doing it right now.
So in that regard, we have AI personalization, and it appears to be everywhere now. Everyone's using it. Does it still move the needle, or can prospects sniff it out?
For LeadSpot, if they hire a new demand gen leader or a new revenue leader, that's a good signal that they could be, in market trying to do marketing, and they are in market for what we sell, because we sell to demand gen people. So I think more along the lines of a trigger, and personalizing off of that is kind of the way to go nowadays.
Well, in that vein, you built a customer portal for LeadSpot customers. Share with us the problem you were solving and what it does for customers and yourselves.
Yeah, so the portal, basically, before we were delivering leads back and forth via email, just dropping a CSV in their email to them each week, and we needed a better way to just keep track of that. So I just built a simple platform where we can onboard a client or an agency, and then the agencies can have clients under them that they want to onboard, and basically they can upload all of their campaign materials, their onboarding documents, and we can facilitate their lead deliveries right into the platform. So nothing is done just all by email, and we can keep track of everything per account now.
So you've taken a lot of the tasks a customer would have to do if they were getting it by CSV or another company, and by having the portal, it's automated, it's contained.
Yep.
You can see their interactions and what's working.
Yep, they can log in from anywhere, check their lead deliveries, see what we're doing, what their team is doing, and it's an easy thing for us and for the clients.
Nice, nice. Well, how do you think the portal changes the sales conversation with a new prospect then?
I think it definitely makes it easier. Before we would say, we'll send you a CSV every week of your leads. We're going to send you an onboarding checklist, and then you're going to have to fill that out and send it back to us via email, and then we'll start your campaign. And now all they have to do is log into their portal account. They see the campaign checklist. They fill it all out inside the portal, and then we can see all that information. We can start their campaign and then just send them the lead deliveries right through the portal. They'll be notified when they have a new delivery, and it won't need any back and forth via email, and things won't get lost.
So a thought just popped in my head, completely off script.
Okay.
You have a portal. Are you going to do an app?
That's a good question. We haven't thought about that, but if there's a need for an app, if our clients are, finding that they do most of,
I'm sitting in Logan Airport. I'm going to hit my phone before I get on the...
If the majority of it is happening on their phone, then we could definitely make an app. Yeah, I'm not against that.
So you really can flex your focus where the customer needs to be.
Right, definitely.
Nice. What's the biggest mistake you see other GTM professionals making with outreach and automation right now? I mean, you all sit in a very finite space, so it's crowded but not crowded. So you get to see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah, like I said, I would say the base level personalization, just running a whole list through like one AI call, just summarizing this person or their company, and then trying to make that the personalization of your email. I don't think anything like that will cut it. You really have to like dig deep and find like a genuine reason to reach out to that prospect. And I think that's the only way you might get a reply. You have to stand out in their inbox, and you can't look like everyone else, and everyone else is saying the same things. So I think, just that base level personalization is what's trapping a lot of people.
What's been the hardest part of cracking enterprise deals for an upstart category disrupting agency like LeadSpot?
Honestly, just finding people who run content syndication and are in market at the time of us reaching out. And it's definitely a grind, because these people have vendors already, they're all locked in, and it's tough to introduce something new to them if they're not actively searching for a solution like yours.
Last question here. What are you most looking forward to in terms of what's working right now and that you plan to double down on in the future?
So we started cold calling recently, and that gave some promising results. So I think we're going to start doing some cold calling in-house here. And for LeadSpot, we were able to book some meetings from cold calling, and previously we had just counted that channel out entirely. We didn't think it would work at all, and this was the first we've tested it. So I think I'm pretty excited to double down on cold calling to see what that can do for us.
Well, it's been great talking with you. Again, this is Aidan Buckley, the GTM engineer and the guy responsible for finding new customers on LeadSpot. Whether you're in sales, marketing, demand gen, or you're just someone trying to get people to expand in your emails, a lot of what Aidan talked about today could help you avoid some of the common mistakes. And now for our next episode, we go to the third Buckley, the third Buck, Jameson, who handles the social and content side of the house. I'm Travis Partington, and this is the $3 Podcast.